Alright guys, hello, what's good everyone? I'm Riding the Fams here, back with another vid. This one is a bit of an important video, a breakthrough video so to speak. If you guys remember, at least around a year ago or so, I remember specifically saying that Mix It Up would not work on Linux. Well, fast forward a year or two later, whenever which I made that video, and Mix It Up now works on Linux. So if you have been using Firebot and you still wish to use Firebot, go right ahead. But now Firebot isn't the only option that you could use for getting your alerts and everything, working up again, up and running again. I remember not too long ago, I saw people say that the one of the few reasons it would stop them from using Linux is the fact that Mix It Up would not work. Well, I'm here to show you that it does work. So let's get right to it. Okay. So to do this, you need to download the zip version of the recent Mix It Up version. Recent Mix It Up. I wouldn't recommend getting any of the ones, or if you still have any of the past ones, like say from a couple years ago or maybe a year ago, I would not recommend it. Just download the recent version. You will understand why when the time comes. When that is done, what you do is, if you do have an old version of Mix It Up, like I did, like such as, this one right here, what you can do is you can take it and you can move it over to your desktop. Now, for me, the reason why I would do this is because I have a second SSD, and that's what this is showcasing here. This second SSD was my Windows SSD at the time, and it still is until further notice. Hopefully, some stuff will come on over and work. You take it and then you just move it on over. Now, for me, I've already done this. In fact, I made a folder called test to highlight the point. This is the same folder right here, as you can see. Now, what you do is after you take this folder, you extract this. I'll just show it as an example. You extract it. And now what you do is you go into that folder, you take it, and then you take all the assets that's from there, you copy it, and then you paste it right in there. Yep, paste it all right in there. And it should work. It should work with everything still intact that you had when you were running it. So it should work. So for me, I've already done it. And to showcase that how I've already done it, let me go and activate Mix It Up right here. In fact, let me go and show you in the middle of this while this is loading up. My apologies. I kind of skipped like a couple steps ahead, but it's still fine. So I'm gonna just go ahead and let Mix It Up load up anyway. And then once it's done, I'll go ahead and show you the steps to basically get Mix It Up and running. Okay, so what you do is you click on the plus sign. You go to add locally installed game. You do what you gotta do. You put down Mix It Up and stuff here. Now, here's the big one. I'm gonna go to configure. This is right after. Okay, I want to make sure. You put down Mix It Up. You make sure the runner is Wine. Okay, my apologies if I'm going a little bit too fast for you. Put down Mix It Up. You make sure the runner is Wine. You go to your game options. And then, of course, you make sure you find where you put your Mix It Up at. Then you go to working directory, same thing. You make sure you find where you put your Mix It Up at. This is not for you to click on the exe. This is just for, Lutris to know, okay, this is where you're supposed to search, and this is where you can find the executable. Now, Wine prefix, this is the big one, okay? What I would do is I would go to select folder. I would make a folder called Mix It Up right in your home. Okay, you can either Mix It Up here in your home, or you can make it wherever it is that you feel comfortable making it in. But for me, I made it in my home folder, and of course I have a separate folder called Activate Mix It Up, and you'll see why with all this stuff here. So when that's done, right, let me go ahead and do something real quick because this is actually in the way. Okay, yeah, this is actually in the way. So let me go ahead and do something real quick. My apologies. Get this out the way. Disability, auto hide. There you go. Okay, so what you do, like I was saying, when you get that out the way with the wine prefix, you make sure that it's right in that area. You're going to understand why in a little bit. So you go to configure, my apologies, and then you go to runner options. You make sure the wine version is wine GE 8-26-886_64. When you have that, you will be fine. Now, you can activate this through GE Proton, and in some cases, you may or may not have to, depending on if you're either going to get updates or say if you have a login problem. Then yeah, I would say make sure you go to GE Proton and then you just get that out the way. Then you close out of Mixitup and then you go right back to this. This is the main one that you need for everything to work. So then finally, when you're done, it should show up with your login. It should show up with your, all this stuff here that you had. And of course, for me, let me go to my commands. Now, we'll take a little bit, but I don't give a damn. It won't be as slow as it was last time. As you can see, you could easily just get all this to work without a problem. Now, all my commands, everything is there. One thing you want to make sure you do is you go to services, or you can go to overlay, which works. For me, I'm going to go to overlay. And of course, if you haven't done it, make sure you do it to where you copy and paste where your overlay was at the time. Just in case, it never hurts to go ahead and just copy it from here. Now, I will say there will be a black bar here. If you know where it initially is, this should not bother you. This would be copy. This would tell you, oh, open up a new window. But yeah, if you Mixitup, then it shouldn't be a big deal. If you don't, then yeah, recommend you GE Proton. That way you'll be able to get a good idea, get a good read on everything. But yeah, as I was saying, this is how it would look. You make sure you copy and paste everything there from the way you had it, and it should be fine. So let me go ahead and test it by doing a sound alert. So I'm gonna do the 1,000 deaths. Try that one.
Die 1,000 deaths. Become the demon. I am the true master of the fist.
And it should work with absolutely no problem. Now, if you do run into any issues such as the sound, this is what I would do. Is I would go to the settings, which of course the gear icon in the top right. Then I would go to default output, and I would just go to default output right here. Now, everything from that point, it would be tied to where do you have your sound set to. Now, for me, I have my sound set, of course, to my headphones. If I switch to main audio, it's gonna proc based on my audio. So let me go ahead and actually mute that on desktop audio 2, and it should show up from there. If it doesn't, then may have to restart it. So yeah, it did work like that. All right, so there's one more thing. Okay, you're probably wondering, okay, you got the sound alerts and everything, the video thing to pop up. How did you do that? Well, it's pretty easy. Okay, you see where it says sound file path C users, whatever it is, you make sure that you can copy this. Okay, like not copy, but you know what I mean? Keep this in mind. This is what I'm going to do to help y'all out. What you do is you go to home, you go to wherever your Mixitup is, And you remember that wine prefix I told you about? You go to drive C, you go to user, and then what you do is you make sure you copy whatever this is, and you basically make the file path from there. After that, everything should be pretty simple. So, okay, for me, it's cdavi, cdavi, and then after that, you click on that. Then it'll say, oh, okay, it was in the OneDrive. Okay, we'll make a OneDrive folder, and then okay, we'll make a desktop folder, then the Mixup folder, and there's where Sound Alerts is, and every bit of my Sound Alerts from there, that's where it'll pop up in. And if everything goes as planned, it should work, and you should not have an issue. Now, for me, I'm going to show you an alert that doesn't work. Now, I don't know if it doesn't work because I got the file path wrong or what, but that's what I'm willing to find out. I'm going to take the Nargacuga, okay, from Monster Hunter. I'm going to take the Nargacuga alert. So as you can see, the GIF and everything, it pops up, but where's the how come I can't hear Nargacuga? So I can't hear it because it's a part of something different. So it says users, Davi, OneDrive, desktop, Mixup, and it says Nargacuga Roar. So I have to make one based on what that was, and then find it and paste it from there. So let me go back, go to Mixup, and let me see if I'm able to do this. I should be able to do this. So you see what I mean? All this stuff that was there. So let me see if there's a better way I can do this. Can I do it as audio? There you go, audio. Can I try it that way? No, I don't think I can. Okay, well, if I can't, then I can't. It's not going to bother me too much. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just going to take it, move it. Any of the stuff that I had from that point, it goes over here. And I had a good chunk of alerts from, that I put in here because I was being very, very sloppy. And on top of that, I just wanted to sit up there and just have it on here and get it over with. So that's really what this boils down to, what this goes all the way back to. But for me, I mean, as long as it works, it works. See, a lot of stuff that I had here. A lot of stuff. And everything should work as it's intended to. I'm going to take a lot more of this and do it later. But okay, yeah, now let's go ahead and try it with Nargacuga now. It should work with no problem. Brace yourself. It might be a little loud. Yeah, as you can see, Nargacuga now works as intended. So that's really all that this boils down to. Alright, till then, I hope it works out for y'all. I hope everyone's able to have fun with Mixup again like they would from before. Till then, as always, every second, every minute, every hour, y'all some of me is every second, every minute, every hour. I'm blessed and thankful for you guys. Have yourself a good rest of the day, night, evening. And I will see you for the next video. Later.